Alright, welcome to this series where we are going to be looking at how to solve logistics and purchasing problem using blockchain. And we have been able to look at some background of what blockchain is all about. So we have been tasked, we have been given the responsibility of coming up with a solution to the problem of logistics and purchasing. And that is why we are going to be looking at how do we conceptualize our ideas, and after we have been able to conceptualize our ideas, how do we now develop the application that will solve the problem that we are looking into. And also, once we have been able to do that, then to make sure our application is future proof, is trustworthy, then we look into the blockchain integration. Right, so having said that, we have been able to come up with a solution called DeliverX, which is a blockchain powered supply chain management. So the problem we are trying to solve is that the supply chain management process currently lacks transparency. The traditional one, it lacks efficiency, it lacks security, and leading to some challenges like shipment delays, lost or tampered goods, and dispute over delivery. Oh, I got this, I did not get this, and that kind of disputes. And also, this make complaints and cause consumers to frequently encounter difficulties in verifying the authenticity of a transaction and tracking their shipments in real time, and leading to payment and accountability issue among stakeholders, and this leads to errors and the like. So that is why we are here, to solve that problem of the manual way by which the current supply chain is being managed. And that is why we have been able to look at the problem, which fraud or inability to confirm the authenticity of a supply chain. And then that now make us to come up with how we want to solve the problem. We have been able to identify the problem. So now how to solve the problem is that, number one, we are going to look into digitalizing and decentralizing the shipment tracking process. When we talk about digitalizing it, it means that we are taking it online. We are making it to be virtual so that it's easily accessible and anybody can access it. And apart from the fact that we are digitalizing it, that means we are taking it online, we are also decentralizing it, meaning that we are not just saving the record in a centralized database. We are making the database in such a way that it is decentralized among all nodes, making it to be in such a way that even if an entity decides to pull down or come down from the network, then the network will still continue to operate. Also, the fact that we are decentralizing it also make it to be immutable, meaning that we are saving it on the blockchain, making the data to be immutable and tamper-proof. So that make our system to be trustworthy and also to be future-proof. And also, we want to automate the payments processing so that once the payment has been released, the logistic company will not say, no, we don't want to deliver. The payment to be automated, the payment to be kept, and the like. So, and also we are going to also ensure that the history of the shipments, so that to avoid disputes back and forth, I delivered, I did not deliver. We are also going to ensure that the history and proof of delivery is stored in an immutable way. All right, so once we have been able to come up with the objective, how we want to solve the problem, then the next thing is now to come up with who is our target audience, who are the people that will use our system, who are the people that are going to be using our system. And that is why we have the system entities. So the system entities now is, we have the parcel, we have the sender of the parcel, we have the logistic company that will deliver the parcel, and also the receiver of the parcel. All right, so this is a more presentable way of doing that. All right, so now we come to our system flow. How will our system work? How will our system work? The first thing, we start from the shipment creation. So once the shipment has been created, that means the item that the sender wants to deliver, the sender will, at the point of shipment creation, the sender will initiate a shipment request. So once initiate a shipment request, the sender pay upfront. So when the sender pay upfront, then the money will be locked in an escrow, and also the shipment details will be recorded on the blockchain with the status that is set to pending. So that is the shipment creation process. Those are the steps, those are the actions that we are going to be performing at the point of creating our shipments. And from there, once we have been able to leave the shipment, so we must be able to identify who your system is meant for, and also you must be able to identify what your system will be doing. Like we have the now, that is the personalities, the people that will be using the system, so that you know what their needs will be. And then once you have been able to identify who will be using the system, you need to identify the actions that your system will be able to perform. And these are the actions that this system that we are going to be building in a few moments is going to be performing. Once the shipment has been created, we then move to the shipment start. So at the point of starting the shipment, once the senders initiate the payment shipment request and make the payment, then the logistic provider will pick the parcel. Don't forget, they have not received the money. The money is locked in an escrow. So they pick the parcel. They then update the status to in transit, so that once they pick it, then they will sort how it will get across to the receiver end. So once the shipment has been picked, logistic company update the status to in transit, and all this record will be saved in a decentralized and immutable manner, meaning that we are saving it on the blockchain. Then once the shipment starts, then we then go to the shipment delivered. So the receiver confirmed the receipt of the payment. All this will be what we are going to be doing with our system. Then there will be a smart contract. The smart contract is just the code that run on the blockchain. So when we talk about smart contract, we're just talking about code that run on the blockchain. So the smart contract will then update the shipment status. Don't forget, when the sender deliver, drop it, initiate the shipment, it was actually put as pending. So when the logistic pick it up, it was updated to in transit. Then when the receiver receive it, it is then updated to delivered. And all these codes, they are all running on the blockchain, meaning that nobody can actually tamper with it, nobody can change it, and it is building trust into the system. And then once the receiver has confirmed the receipt of the payment of the shipment, then the funds will be automatically transferred from escrow to the logistics provider wallet. And from there, the shipment, we then have the shipment tracking and querying. So once the process has been completed, it's not like that we forget it. So in case there's still a need to reference it, to check it again, then there will be a shipping tracking and querying. So where the system allow users to view the shipment details, track the shipment status, and also check the list of past shipments, and also verify the payments. So having done that, so once you have been able to know what you are building, what you are working on, then you have been able to come up with the problem you are solving. There's no point having a system that is not solving any problem. Then it means that it's not worth creating at all. Alright, so once you have been able to identify the problem, then you identify the steps that you will take in solving the problem. That will be the objectives. So once you identify the steps, then you identify who will be your system users. Who are the people that will use your system? What are the things? It does not have to be human being alone. It can be things, just like we have Paso here being the system user. So once you have been able to identify that, then you can now look into the actions that your system will perform. So once you have been able to come up with that, then there's something that we call wireframe. Something like this, something like this. So we call them wireframe. It's just a structure of what your application or your system will look like. So once you have been able to do that, then you already know what you are building from the beginning. It's not like it's when you now start coding, you don't even know which is it coding that is giving you problem, is it the wireframe that is giving you problem. So you know what you are doing. All right, at this point the user will be able to add this, at this point the user will be able to create this. So you know you have an idea of what you are building even before you jump on to code it. So that is for us. So this is our home wireframe. We have the system, we have the navbar, we have the button, we have these navigation items, we also have the header, we have the button, we have the table, and then we also have the filter. All right, so from there we also have a model where we can create, and so this is me drawing the wireframe. Of course, I've been able to develop the system. I'll just show you the video now, and this is like, this would be your home wireframe. All right, so I will have a home page where the user will be able to connect their wallet, this. So once we're going to do that, then okay, and we have a model where model is just like a pop-up where the user will be able to track their products, create shipments, and also we have a table where once the user has created a shipment, then they will be able to see their details in the table. And also, in case the user want to track their products, they will also be able to track their products with a model or with a pop-up. Once they enter the ID of the product, they will be able to see the details of the delivery. All right, so in case the user, at the point when the user want to start the shipment, then you just put the address, make the payment, and start the shipment for the logistic company. And also, since we are working with a blockchain application, we need to have a digital wallet. Digital wallet is where we store our tokens, and then we also digitally sign our transaction. So we are going to be looking more into that when we get to the blockchain aspect. So I'll just walk you through the demonstration of the application that we're going to be building before we then jump right into it. So we have the system, the user go ahead to connect their wallet, and that is in an aspect like the login functionality. So once the user added their wallet, then they'll be able to create shipments. So you can see I'm trying to switch accounts so that I can be able to add the receiver, because I can't receive and also I can't be the sender and also be the receiver. All right, so I've set the date that I'm sending this, I've sent the price that I want to pay, and I've also sent the weight of the item. So once I do that, I'll be able to confirm the transaction and make the payment. So you can see that once that has been done, I see the details here that it has been added, and I can see the price. So I can check the details. I can check the details of that shipment that I've created. I can see that the status is not completed, the status is pending, and the likes. So once I do that, then the logistic company will come here and then start the shipment. So the logistic company can then come and start the shipment. So once they start the shipment, they also need to confirm that, all right, so I'm confirming this transaction, I'm digitally signing this transaction. So once they sign that, then you can see that the status of the shipment has been updated to in transit. So the sender, the receiver can also track the shipment. You can see once they track it, they will see that the status has been updated to. So once the receiver receives it, then the logistics company can then confirm the shipment has been received by the receiver. So at every point in time, there's a need to digitally sign every transaction. You can see that the status has been updated to delivered. So what we are just doing, and then the payment will move to the logistic company wallet, and that is all that we are going to be doing in this development. And without any further ado, we are going to go ahead to start coding this application that we have seen demonstrated to us.